Hello and welcome to Know Your Stuff. My name is Cole Ankney and I'm a real estate agent here in Franklin, Indiana. I am with Carpenter Realtors and on Team Royale, as my shirt so officially mentions. This is going to be part one of a longer series that answers questions about our industry from you, the consumer. There's a lot of mystery about what we do. Although you can find a lot of your answers online, sometimes it's nice to have somebody explain it, especially when you know it's somebody who's done the work and also is licensed. Not every time that you read something online, somebody has written it from that perspective. With that being said, I want to do the first episode on a question that comes up a lot. How does a buyer's agent get paid? A buyer's agent is an agent that comes in with the buyer to help represent them when purchasing a home. To understand how this works, let's start with a little bit of history. In the 80s, buyers were finding out that listing agents didn't have their interest at heart. So in that time, they were demanding that somebody be there to represent them on their side of the transaction. Although this was happening a lot, there wasn't somebody there to lawfully represent somebody. So over the course of time, it is now done where you have a buyer agent and a listing agent. Now, it doesn't have to be this way, and some states are different, and laws change over borders, it just depends. But in Indiana, it is not unlawful to represent both the seller and the buyer. The only problem with that is a lot of times one person gets represented more than the other. And this can be a concern, especially for somebody who's paying money to sell their house. Now, getting to that point, a lot of times the sellers get represented more because their money is what is paying both agents. Now, with that being said, I figured we'd do a little illustration to help you through the process and maybe make it a little bit more understandable. I'm a visual learner, so I figured we could do something a little fun like this. You are the buyer, and as the buyer, you're wanting to buy a house. Woohoo! Let's say it's your first one, so you're super pumped. Now, you want to use an agent, but you're not exactly sure how we get paid, or if you want to, because you think that there's going to be money coming out of your pocket. Nope. Save it for the pool table or that big screen TV because you do not need to spend it on us. And honestly, you should really be saving for your down payment. But anyways, we'll get to that in another episode. We got the buyer, we got the seller, and we're going to put a line in between because you guys don't know each other. The seller has an agent, and you as the buyer decided to get an agent because you know we don't get paid from you. So what happens here is the listing agent comes in, presents why they want to list your house and what they can do for you, and you're going to agree upon a commission rate. For this scenario, we're going to go for 6%. It's pretty common, but again, depends. You'll see some for 4.5% and up, sometimes 7%. Just depends on the market, depends on the company that you're listing with, depends on a couple different factors, but let's go with 6% to make it easy. Now that they've agreed upon this, they also decided they want to list their house for $150,000. So 6% of $150,000, let's put it over here, is $9,000. So that is the commission that is kind of floating around there for both the listing agent and the buyer agent. Now we're going to say that this listing agent is really cool, and they decided to give the buyer agent 3%. So we got 3% on both sides. Obviously that equals 6%. So that means that $4,500 goes to the buying agent. This sum of money is going to come from the seller and their proceeds from their house and selling it for $150,000. Whew, need to work on my handwriting just a tad. I hope that was legible enough for everybody who's watching the video. Now that you've seen kind of how it gets broken down, it does get broken down another step. After the buying agent and the selling agent get paid, that money also gets diluted a little bit more. We pay our brokerages, we pay marketing fees. There's a lot of other things that get thrown in there. So before we start getting in the conversation about what realtors make and if it's fair and so on, there's a lot more to it than a lot of people realize. So I hope that that kind of lays that out a little bit better. That's pretty much the extent of it. We could go in a little bit further, but essentially that's how it works. You as the buyer get to come to us, use our services for free throughout the entire time, and we get paid at the closing table by the proceeds that the seller gets from their house once they sell. That happens for both agents. The buyer agent only gets paid at the closing table when everybody's signed and the deal is done. Now, it happens the same way with the listing agent. Again, they have all the figures up front, but when they get to the table and everything's signed, then officially the money is split between both agents, and then they get paid. I hope that clears a couple things up. If you have any more questions, let us know. Go ahead and comment below and give us some more topics that you might want us to touch on. But they're going to be little quick videos like this and kind of give you some more information. I got some ideas for some of the ones in the future, but we'd love to hear what you think. And so, to conclude, I would just like to say, if you're interested in buying or selling, of course, Team Royale is here. One of the benefits of using our team in kind of conjunction with this video is that there are 5 of us. So if we list a property, and let's just say we're representing that client, but we're also able to bring the buyer, there are 4 other people on our team that can help represent that buyer, so you're not in a situation where 2 parties are being represented by 1 agent, which a lot of times convolutes things. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I look forward to making some more of these and seeing your reactions. Thank you.